Hey folks, it's Lindsey Huddleston with SPS back in the building over at North Farmington High School for the Holiday Extravaganza. We just experienced Game 3, and it was the Belleville Tigers taking on the Chandler Park Academy Eagles. And let's just I'll put real to it, man. A 20-point win by Coach Adam Trumpour and his team. You did a good job against my guy, Coach Bobby. I think Coach Bobby and I went way back to high school, but you came in and got it done. What I noticed about the game, you guys kind of really got out early. I mean, early on, you guys kind of jumped. It was like 9-0 at one point. Just talk about the game for those who weren't able to see it and tell us what you think.
You know, we knew I've coached against Bobby before, and I know his teams are really aggressive and they're physical. And you've got to be able to move that ball in an attacking space. And so the last few days, we've really been selling guys first get out of the trap. You got to get downhill, head up, make a play for yourself, or better yet, a teammate, which is what we always talk to guys when we're playing pressing teams. And, we've got some bigs that are more finishers than they were last year, sophomores, and Manon and Barangi Butu. So it's a lot easier to punish teams when they want to come out and try to put two on our guards. And our guards did a great job. I mean, they faced that pressure pretty much the whole game. There were 3 or 4 different looks they gave us, and they did a good job getting in their spots for the most part, being strong, running the ball over with their hands. And, we knew we'd have opportunities at the rim if we did that.
Yeah, and speaking of that, Braylon finished strong. Talk about what's different about this team that you have this season right now.
You know, we had a great summer, and we've been a little up and down. We're 4-3, and certainly some games we would have liked to play a little bit better, a little bit harder, a little bit smarter. But they are a pretty connected team. They want to be coached. Had a tremendous offseason.
How important is that when a kid or team wants to be coached?
Well, it's the difference between being good and great, and we're trying to get back to good right now, but you have a chance at great if kids are willing to be coached and they can coach each other. And that's what we're working towards. And we had a lot of that in the offseason. Our weight room was great. We were really happy with our June schedule. We played about 45 games in like 21 or 22 days. So we have to get back to that. We're getting a kid back, just got cleared, broke his tibia in the fall, who'll be a nice player for us. Great. Kayvon Patterson. Okay. So we got to kind of ramp him up and see how quick we get him back. But that's going to be a big piece for us too. Okay. So
I sat down with Braylon. He was a player of the game, had an outstanding game, and you were amongst the acknowledgments he gave for shout-outs along with his mom and some other teammates. Talk about getting him from the player he was a season ago to who he is now. He talked about how you were on him and helping him, but how do you, I'm putting my sports psychology hat on now, how do you get someone from being quote-unquote not hard or soft to just being more aggressive? I mean, because that's something that's not so tangible that you can touch. How do you do that?
It's a combination between chewing his rear end and making
put a smile on your face talking about it.
I've been known to get after guys a little bit in my career,
just a little bit.
But also you got to be able to put that arm around them and encourage them too, because you don't want to kill their confidence. You want to kind of push them, bring them up a little bit, push them, bring them up. And Bray is a kid who he's given me a lot of trust and a lot of faith, and he wants. I don't take it for granted. He wants to please me. He wants to be the player I see he can be and not disappoint. And he's really pushed through some things, because last year he was a tall, skinny kid out here. I think it was his second or third year of basketball third year, because he didn't make it as a 7th grader. I made him keep him in the 8th grade because I knew he was going to grow. And then kind of a rough freshman year on JV, and then we threw him to the Wolves last year, and he started making some plays late in the year. He got just that little bit of success and got hungry. And that hunger drives players. If you can take a little chew in and you can get through the hard times and stay hungry and be willing to work when no one's watching, you got a chance to really maximize your potential, and he's starting to do that.
So we're talking about development, and that's how that happens.
Absolutely.
Well, that's a good thing. Before we get out of here, on a personal note, I want to thank you. I know we don't always talk about ourselves and our personal lives, but from a health standpoint, I shared that I just got diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. You were kind enough to pull me aside, man. And I'm so grateful that I shared that information, because I got people like you who can relate and can just give inspiration and give things. And I think that's something that we got to take every advantage of to talk about. And I just appreciate you for having those kind words and helping me with that.
Yeah, it's good to know you're not alone and other people are dealing with some of the same things. times, but it's a life change, and it's hard at times, and so you need to be able to lean on people. So I saw that, and I wanted to share my story with you a little bit too, because it's been an interesting fall. As I've had to make some pretty big adjustments to my lifestyle.
Well, I think together we can do it, and we can create the new normal with that. Well, listen, man, I enjoy watching you guys play. Look forward to that. Last thing, the success, and we will call it success, that your football team has had. How has that played into the role of the mindset, the psyche, or just the culture of the program overall?
You know, they've done an amazing job, and it's always good when other teams are winning in the school. Our girls basketball program is
shout out to Sydney.
Really coming up too, and Jason Wilkins does an amazing job.
That's my guy. That's my guy, Jason.
You know, football's done a great job. Girls basketball's doing a great job. Our volleyball coach is doing a great job. Our track team is coming. Coach Candace, who ran track at Ann Arbor Pioneer with my wife, is really putting in the off-season stuff. So, you know, all the kids support each other and want to see each other do well, but we've got a lot of kids in a lot of different sports doing great things.
That's a good thing. Finally, any shout-outs you got before we let you go?
Just thank my wife for continuing to allow me to do this, and my kids. And
you did it on the front side of the season, not the back of the season.
Yeah. And then we're coaching their travel teams too, so a lot of work, but then also my players, they make me look like I know what I'm doing when they work hard, when they're willing to trust and listen and work hard on a game plan, and go out and perform. It looks like I know what I'm doing. So,
I love that.
Can't be a good coach without good players. Just doesn't happen.
Well, we'll keep an eye on you, and we keep going with you, man. I appreciate you, okay?
All right, good to see you, Lindsay.
You too. All the best, Adam. With that being said, Lindsay Hudson with SPS, and we'll see you next time. Peace.